everyone, it's JoJo. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a yo-yo. And these yo-yos will be put on our snippet roll that we made in a previous video. I have the the snippet roll. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. I have it completely sewn. I did the slow stitching. It's all by hand. And this is a yo-yo that I found in my stash, a set of them, and they've all been sewn together. This is not how I'm going to sew these onto the snippet roll, but I just thought that I would show you. It's like a little trivet holder, or like a placemat. And here's the back side of it. So I'm going to show you how I make my yo-yos. I have a whole bag that I have made. They go pretty quick and they're fun to make. They don't take that much time to do, depending on how many that you want. I have a whole bag that I've just worked on a few evenings till I got quite a few done. So I want to show you how to make these. I'm going to move these out of the way. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my circle, just any old circle. And the way that I got my circle is I took a piece of cardboard like this. And I didn't have anything, just to draw a circle with. So this is like the lid of a Pringle can. That was like too big for me. So I actually found, that one's too big. But I actually found one of my ribbons. And I just put it on there and I drew my circle around until I got this. And then I used my scissors and, I cut my circle out. And then I placed that on my fabric. And I got this circle. So you can do these two different ways, depending on what kind of an edging that you would like. If you don't mind having the frayed edging, you can just go in here and just start doing a running stitch. And your stitch size, I try to keep them close, but it doesn't matter. And I try to leave a piece of my end hanging out. It doesn't have to be all the way, but I just do a running stitch all the way around. And if it gathers, it's okay. I just like to wait till the end to gather mine. But your stitch size really doesn't matter unless you want it perfect. And with these, they don't have to be perfect. And you don't need a very long piece of thread to put in your needle. And you can use any kind of thread. The thread that I have is just a spool of gray thread. And I chose to use gray just because I wanted a strong thread and I didn't want it to show. And I like the look of it. Now, if you look here, my edge is not even all the way around. And that's okay too. It doesn't have to be. I'm going kind of quick just for video purpose. Normally, I would take a little bit more time, but like I said, you don't have to. You're putting these on your snippet roll, and by the time that you get it there, it's going to look really good. Now here's where the two threads almost meet. I like to go over like just a little bit past that. And then here I like to take my knot end and pull it a little bit, and then I will pull this end Then I will get them together and pull. Now, depending on how you want to do this, you could tie it right here, or you can make stitch, do another stitch. I'm going to just tie it into a knot, maybe. Just tie it into a knot. And you could have worked this out. A lot of times people like to stitch and go through here and straight across to make sure that they have their gathers. And then come back through the center and come over to the side and grab. And then knot it off. Oops. So I'm just going to tie one more knot in here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I've seen where the people straighten it out before they do their knots, but I'm not going after perfection with this. I keep telling myself that, right? I need a pair of tiny scissors. But then you just want to take and pull your sides, pull two sides, and then pull two sides again and push that top down. Until you get it flattened. And there you have a yo-yo. And some people press these. I'm not going to, because in the end I'm going to sew it to my snippet roll. I have another one here that I made that's easy to grab. So let's say that I want to put it somewhere in here. Then I'll just sew around it, and when I do, it's going to flatten it out. I can leave this top like this, or I could add a button or beads or something to the top, and we'll do that in a later video. Right now I just want to show you how that I make these. Pick my needle up so I don't drop it. So I'm gonna grab, I threaded a few needles before I started the video, so I didn't have to constantly be doing that on video. I have another fabric here, and for this one we're going to fold down the edge and just do a running stitch again. You're just basting, so it doesn't have to be thick or perfect. You're gonna get puckers in there. It's just a natural thing when you're trying to stitch a circle. If I can get my fingers working right. So the same process. You'll go all the way around. Like I said, maybe I didn't say, but the puckers doesn't matter because it's going to pucker anyway. And that's kind of how you get your look of your yo-yo. This is not how that I've been making them. I will do another video and show you how I make them with the Clover yo-yo maker. Just a little easier for me, and I don't have to think about it as much. It's just your preference. You don't have to have a yo-yo maker. they're getting harder and harder to find, but I like to use them. And this is not going to be perfect because I'm doing a video. I want to try to, don't mean to rush through it. I just want to make sure that, you know, I don't bore anybody and that everybody knows that your project doesn't have to be perfect for the junk journals. Now here again, I am almost to the end. So here's my beginning thread. You see that there? That's my knot. So I'm going to go past it. I'm going to go down and back up just a little bit past it. And I'm going to grab that knot. Now this one's a little bit harder to pull, and this is why I say that you want to use a kind of a strong thread. And me, I just tie a knot. I don't worry about the extra stitches because I'm going to be stitching it on and possibly sewing a button to the top or something for this. So it doesn't have to be perfect. There's that word again. I'm telling myself that too because I'm so used to creating items and making sure that they are perfect. I normally wouldn't leave threads hanging on or hanging over. But then you do the same process. You pull your edges out and you just flatten it down. And if you have trouble with your hands, you can always use a pair of tweezers. Yeah, it drives me crazy when I have threads and bits and pieces on my mat. But there's my little yo-yo. So there's two. Now this one is bigger because I folded the edge down. When you fold your edge down, you take away some of your circle. But if you notice, it basically the same principle. This one's a little bit more shabbier up here at the top. And if you do perfect all the way around, they'll look more uniform, kind of. This one's one of my favorites. I like the way that it stayed open in the center. But you just keep going with it. And before you know it, you will have a big array of yo-yos. I'll be back in my next video to show you how to use the Clover Yo-Yo Maker. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Remember to be kind to one another. Bye-bye.